Hi everyone, and welcome to Rampage or Ramfru. I, Michael Cole, Tony Schiavone, and Paul E. Dangerously here. And today on Rampage or Ramfru, we're going to have a good match here today on Rampage or Ramfru. Michael Cole says, wouldn't you think? Oh yeah, I would think so, Michael. Tony Schiavone said, I think we're going to have a good match, a good show here today, on Rampage or Ramfru. Well, I can tell you one thing right now, Michael and Tony. I know there's some wrestlers who haven't been putting their winnings on at some time, either that be Faith or King Valkyrie, and I wonder if John Bradshaw Lakefield, the main overseer of the TWF, is going to have something to say about that. And Paulie Dangerously says, well, we'll have to see. All right, everyone. Today is the day where Faith is finally going to put Faith's going to put her stand up. That Faith is going to put her That Faith is going to put her TWF Allegheny share winnings on stake because she hasn't put it on ever since she won it. So either she puts the TWF Allegheny share winnings on stake or she will be stripped of it. That also goes for King Valkyrie, who won the TWF Pennsylvania Reich winnings but hasn't put it on stake as much. So that ends today. So hopefully Faith is somewhere where she can hear me, because if she does not put her winnings on stake, then she's going to have to yield the TWF Allegheny share winnings up. Well, it is true that the TWF Allegheny share winnings hasn't been on stake ever since Faith won it. And it also is true that the TWF Pennsylvania Reich winnings have not been on stake ever since King Valkyrie has won it. Or we might have to name, and to be earnest, I don't know where she's at. Well, it looks like we don't know where Faith is at, so I'm going to have to take that winnings off of her. As of now, the TWF Allegheny share winnings has been yielded up. But I will name two wrestlers who will go fight for the TWF Allegheny share winnings. Since Faith cannot be seated, they don't know where she went. Well, someone's going to have to come out. Someone's out here going to come out here and they're going to have to give, Well, here comes Melina Perez. Oh, alright, I understand that Faith did not hold I understand that Faith got missteaded somewhere. Need be she's somewhere in that bin in the hidden room with a red top on it. Who knows? But I know that I should go for the TWF Allegheny share winnings under the grounds that I am a former two-time world heavyweight fighter. Yes, that's right. You did win the world heavyweight winnings once, Melina. You lost it to Lord Zed. Yeah, that was true. And so I think I should be the one who fights for the TWF Allegheny share winnings. Well, isn't that true? It looks like that Faith did not want to show up. She got missteaded, Chris Jericho says. Either she's in that book stand over there. Or she's in one of the bin with the red top on it, in the hidden room and no one wants to be irked to look for her. Either way, it is what it is. I'll do it. Alright. Today, here on Rampage, stand up. Today, here on Rampage, we stand up. We will see Chris Jericho fight Melina. Stand up, Chris Jericho. We will see Chris Jericho fight Melina Perez for the TWF Allegheny share winnings. This match starts now. Well, Chris Jericho might truly think that he's going to become the TWF Allegheny share fighter, Michael Cole says. And Melina Perez would most likely make a good one. A clothesline, a clothes stick, clothes row by Melina Perez. Body slam on Chris Jericho, Michael Cole says. You know one thing? Nobody thought that Melina Perez would be the one to wrestle here today. You know, no one thought that Melina Perez would be the one that would be fighting Chris Jericho. You know, it's true, Melina Perez has won the WWE Women's Tag Team, the WWE Women's Heavyweight winnings, and the WWE Lead Women Heavyweight winnings at least times two. You know. Oh, don't start there, Michael Cole. Don't start there, says Tony Schiavone. Melina Perez, she's done a lot of shit too, you know. I mean, she started out in OVW before she even got picked by WWE. And she was there for many years. Paulie Dangerously says. And I was one of those ones that, you know, called her up. Oh, did you, huh? Well, Melina Perez isn't going to beat Chris Jericho, I can tell you that, Paulie Dangerously says. Chris Jericho just knocks down Melina Perez. Chris Jericho will body slam. Well, Michael Cole says, Chris Jericho has been nothing more than a creep. He started something with Wonder Woman, and I wonder if that's going to come back to bite him on his rear or not, Michael Cole says. Well, Tony Schiavone said, Chris Jericho, a hidden breaker. Chris Jericho thinks he's one of the greatest wrestlers out there, and I guess he is one of the greats. But the way he behaves and the things he says and does, whatever onlook they may have gotten from him, he no longer has it anymore, Tony Schiavone says. Who cares about onlook, Paulie Dangerously says. Onlook never yielded the bills. I was a heel in my run, both in CW, the CWA, the AWA, MACW, WCW, ECW, WFWE, so yeah. And Chris Jericho's doing it again. So you see, being good, having onlook, doesn't yield the bills, Paulie Dangerously says. Well, that's one man's belief, Michael Cole says. But I think onlook goes a long way in the skilled wrestling business. Me too, Tony Schiavone says. I believe onlook goes a long way. There's Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman showing up. Oh, she just hit Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho saw Wonder Woman. It's too late. Melina Perez. Oh! Melina Perez is taking down Chris Jericho. It's over here. 1, 2, 3. Ding, ding, ding. Here is your winner and the new TWF Allegheny share fighter, Melina Perez. Well, Melina Perez is the TWF Allegheny share fighter here in the toy wrestling gathering, Michael Cole says. And she beat Chris Jericho, Michael Cole said. Yes, Chris Jericho took his eyes off the ball, Tony Schiavone says. And by doing so, he ended up losing to Melina Perez. It's all Wonder Woman's mistake, Michael and Tony. Wonder Woman had no business doing what she did. Chris Jericho could be the TWF Allegheny Sheer Fighter, but thanks to Wonder Woman, that'll never happen. Well, you know, Chris Jericho, is probably irked and angered, probably most likely going after Melina for going after her, going after her. And we'll have to see how that's going to play out, Michael Cole says. Yes, well, one thing Michael Cole says, Wonder Woman had every right to be out here because Chris Jericho started something with her, Paul. That's right. Chris Jericho started a war with Wonder Woman, and it came back to bite him on his rear, Paul, Tony Schiavone says. All right, now take it away now to Jim Ross. Thank you, Tony Schiavone and Michael. Thank you, Michael and Tony, or Michael Cole and Tony Schiavone. I'm going to talk with the new TWF Allegheny Sheer Fighter, Melina Perez. All right, Melina Perez, you beat Chris Jericho, and you're now the TWF Allegheny Sheer Fighter. Well, Jim Ross, I didn't think that was going to happen. I was a former world heavyweight fighter in the TWF. You know how that was. Yeah, Jim Ross said, weren't you the one who lost it to Lord Zed? Yeah, I did. And I am once again a fighter. And I take an oath as the Allegheny Sheer Fighter that I will not make the mistakes that everyone else made before me. I will put it on row. I will not go missing. And Chris Jericho, well, I guess he wasn't the greatest wrestler out there then. He started shit with Wonder Woman. Yes, it's true, Chris Jericho did start that shit with Wonder Woman, and it did come back to bite him on his rear, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I know what you mean, Jim Ross. At the end of the day, Jim, I, the TWF Allegheny Sheer Fighter, and who would have thought that this would have been my day, that it would have happened? Well, good luck with that, being the TWF Allegheny Sheer Fighter. Well, thank you. All right, back to you, Michael Cole and Tony Schiavone. Thank you, Jim Ross, for talking with Melina Perez here today on Rampage or Ramfru. And that's all the time we got here for Rampage or Ramfru. I, Michael Cole, Tony Schiavone, and Paulie Dangerously. We hope you like Rampage or Ramfru, and we'll see you tomorrow for Collision or